Hello and welcome to Dice and Demons. I'm Emma, and today I thought it would be cool to talk a little bit about commission painting. So from time to time, people will ask me, can I commission you to paint like an orc model or just like a big giant centerpiece model? And sometimes they'll even ask me, can you do like an entire army for me? And I always get a little bit happy that people are asking me, because I think it's a huge compliment. They have seen what I do and they've seen my models, and they actually want to, spend some of their own money paying me to paint the models. So I take it as a huge compliment, and I always try to get back to people and be, appreciative of that. So like, thank you so much for asking me. Thank you for reaching out. But my answer is always no. I don't do commission painting. And it's not that I can't be tempted, because, who couldn't use just a little bit of extra money to spend on your hobby, right? And it's also, it sounds tempting. Why not, I spend so much time painting anyway. Why not, earning a little bit of money while painting? And, it's my hobby. I enjoy it. I have fun. It's a creative outlet for me. So why not just, make a little bit of money on that as well? But the reason that I always turn it down is it's not just because I can. Obviously you can always just say no, thank you. I'm not interested in doing that. But it's something that I have actually given it a little bit of a try. I have done a little bit of commission painting in the past. Primarily, actually, I have been doing 2D sketches, pencil portraits and stuff. But it also used to be like my big hobby, painting and drawing like 2D images on flat surfaces, not models. And I have also done a little bit of commission painting on models. And it just turns out that I actually don't really enjoy it that much. Actually, I don't enjoy it at all. I don't mind painting like, a model for a friend or something where we have like an agreement that it's something I do because I want to make them happy and because we know each other and I know what kind of painting they like, and they do stuff for me, and it's sort of it's not like a big formal arrangement thing. Then I can do it, but like actually commission painting where you have a written contract or something, and it's people you don't know and they expect something from you. I have found out that it's just not something that I like, and it came perhaps as a bit of a surprise to me when I tried it out. I've tried it out multiple times actually, because I always end up thinking, oh come on, this time it'll be great, because now I know what I'm good at, and now I know what kind of deadline would be realistic to set for this project and so on. And it always ends up being something that I really don't want to do. And so I've decided that I don't do commission painting anymore. And perhaps and I want to give you some reasons why, and I want to sort of give you my thoughts about it, so that you can perhaps also better decide for yourself if that's something you might consider going into at some point, or if you would rather just not do it at all and just keep your hobby. And so that would actually be my first point. Are you sure you want to turn your hobby into some sort of job? I know most commission painters are just people who, like me, would paint a couple of models as sort of a side project that you could make a little bit of money on, but it wouldn't actually be something that you just started out with having as a full-time job, obviously. And but still, it would be something that you had promised someone to do. They would have a set of expectations for you. They would perhaps expect that you could complete it in a certain amount of time. They would expect a certain standard level of painting. They would perhaps also want you to paint in a certain color scheme, and that would be completely fair, because they were paying you for your service as a commission painter, right? And for some people that's fine, and for some people it's just not. And for me it's not, and it's not something to do with the deadline, because usually people are, most people don't need a model painted like ASAP. You have a bit of time to work with, and most people are also, if you're going to say, you know what, can we just move the deadline a little bit further back, because I won't be able to finish it in time, and people will be completely fine with that, and most people are, you know, friendly and polite and no problem there. But the big thing for me about it, and why I don't think it's fun, is there are two issues. One of them is just something to do with myself. I have almost like a phobia of disappointing people, of not living up to expectations. So as soon as I have promised people, oh yeah, sure, I'll paint this model for you, and when I then start painting it, I'm so stressed out about the fact that maybe they won't be happy with it. What if they don't like it? And so I spend so much mental energy being afraid of the reaction I am eventually going to get when I finish the model, that I just feel no no enthusiasm for the project as soon as I get going, and I'm, you know, getting that reaction. And it's all something to do with me. I don't think I've ever, you know, actually had anybody come up to me and say, oh, you painted something for me, I hate it. You know, but it's something to do with me. So if you are not like that, then that's great for you, and then that's not something you need to worry about. Another thing is that most people will, of course, expect you to paint their models in a certain color scheme so that it matches an army that they already have, or an army they are thinking of starting, or in the case of you actually painting, you know, an entire big army project for someone, they'll probably have some ideas of what they want to see. They want them to look like the classic high elf paint scheme from the 90s, or they want them to look like the box art that you see on the Ultramarines or whatever. They may have all sorts of ideas, and sometimes people will also be, you know, and some people will be like, I don't care, surprise me, which might be really cool, and which for me is terrifying, because I mean, that just gives me even more, you know, fears about not living up to their expectations. But also, if they then come with a set color scheme, I immediately start going, oh, but then I can't, you know, experiment. And for me, it's one of the cool things about this hobby is experimenting, having fun, trying different color schemes out, trying different techniques out. And I feel like if I have to paint something for someone, they will have they have an idea in their mind about what they are expecting to receive, and so you can't just go crazy. They can't be like, so I want them painted in, you know, the main colors should be blue and red, and then you give them something that's orange and pink. They probably are not going to be very happy. But if you are just really enthusiastic about trying out this new color combination, then you can't do it on somebody else's models if they have commissioned you to paint them in a set color scheme. For me, that's not as much fun, and for other people it might be actually sort of a relief, because then you don't have to come up with the color scheme yourself. You just have to do what you agreed to paint for the other person. And so for some people that might actually be an upside to it. And for some people also the deadline might actually be a motivating factor in and of itself, you know. So instead of going, oh, I can always paint, you'll feel a little bit more like, okay, so I have promised someone that I would get these 10 models painted by the end of the month. Well, then I'd better get painting, and they will actually feel really happy and motivated that they are putting paint on a model and they're getting stuff done, and it'll just be, you know, an awesome way of earning a little bit of extra cash for your hobby while improving your skills and getting motivated to paint and getting into a rhythm of perhaps painting every night, or, you know, spending each Saturday painting with your friends, or whatever it is. So for some people the deadline can actually be a really good thing. And the expectations are perhaps easy to live up to, and you think it's cool that the color scheme is already handed to you, so you don't have to sort of decide for yourself how you want to go about painting it. Another cool thing about commission painting, if you decide that you are interested in it, could be that you get access to painting models that you would otherwise not buy for yourself. Let's say you wanted to buy, you are I don't know, you play Imperial Guard or Genestealer Cults, or you play Sylvaneth, or you play the big Sons of Behemoth or whatever, but you'd really like to paint that awesome big Nagash model for Legions of Nagash, or you'd really like to paint I don't know, a big tank for Imperial Guard or something, and it doesn't really fit with your armies, and you're not going to, actually have it as a display piece standing just in a cabinet. So there's no real reason for you to buy it, but you think it would be a fun painting challenge. Then perhaps commission painting could be really fun, because sometimes people will ask you to do that. I have had people ask me, if you would, I would like to commission you to paint something, and you can pick whatever model you want. So that's obviously like really, really. I mean, they show me a lot of trust, I think, in just telling me you can pick any model you want, and you can just paint it any way you want, and I'll be happy with it. But still, it's I would still have that fear of not living up to the expectations. So for me, that's still something that I am not just going to jump on and say, yeah, I'm going to do that. Again, maybe for a friend, but not something I want to do like sort of in a professional formal agreement sort of thing. But sometimes, I mean, if you get that opportunity and you think this would just be a great way for me to experiment with another army, other types of models, something that I don't, get to do on a regular basis, and something that I don't want to buy for myself. I mean, that could be a great opportunity as well. So that might be something that's worth considering too. And then, well, not a final note as such, but something that might also be worth considering is how much money you want to charge for a commission painting. Obviously, it has something to do with the quality of the painting and perhaps the deadline and how many models you're going to be painting and all sorts of things. But if you are coming into this brand new and you're thinking, oh, this is an easy way of making money. For a few people, perhaps that would be the case, but most people I know, I mean, you would make more money an hour doing literally anything else, This is not a way to make quick money. I'm sure if you are like really high-end painter or you're really, really fast painter, perhaps you can actually, have a decent wage doing this. But for most people, this is something you should do because you think it's fun, and then the money comes as an extra added bonus for most. I'm not saying that you shouldn't charge. I mean, if you can, I think actually people do charge too little for their art in general. So, I mean, setting a fair hourly wage for yourself, I think that would be really, really cool. It's just that most people I know don't actually really do that. And so making money off this, it's not something to, make you rich quick sort of thing. So just something to keep in mind, that you should be perhaps a little bit careful about if you're thinking, oh, this will just be a great job opportunity sort of thing. Perhaps, but perhaps not. So something to keep in mind at least. So when people ask me if I do commission work, I'd say no thank you. I take it as a compliment. So if you are watching this and you have asked me in the past, please don't take it like me being angry or offended. And this is not something that I won't ever be angry or offended or sad if anyone asks me. I do take it as a compliment. But also understand that the reason I'm doing it is not because it has nothing to do with you or your particular project, or that I don't want to be, I don't want to help and I don't want to reach out and try out different things. It's just that I don't think it's fun. And for me, I have found that turning my hobby into a sort of work or a chore, something that I feel like I have to do because other people expect me to do it, it just takes the fun and the creativity out of the hobby, for me at least. And so I've decided that's not for me. But maybe it's for you, and maybe some of you have some like really cool ideas for other people who are considering going into commission painting. And if you do, please write them in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions as to how you should go about it, or if you should just not do it, you can also give your reasons for that as well. So yeah, just thought it would be nice to have a little discussion about this, because it's something that comes up regularly and in my inbox at least. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.